A lot of people are waking up in the 60s this morning.
Yeah, it's like another taste of that fall season making its way. Wait, we've got now 29 days to fall.
Yeah, it's like a month and we're almost there.
So we're celebrating that too now, aren't we?
Yeah, we
Cedric
are.
Haynes, tell us about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we are getting ever so closer to fall out there, and that trend will continue in the coming days. But at least we've been dealing with some decent temperatures during that time frame. Let me show you what's going on outside now, because it is a fairly quiet and calm start. We've got a little cloud cover, little patchy dense fog beginning to develop, and we've had some condensation out there this morning. So be aware that there's going to be a little dew on the car when you start things up. But overall, fairly calm conditions to kick off our Tuesday. 64 degrees in Dayton, 68 in Cleveland and Athens, 66 in Blue Ridge. We've got 64 degrees in Murphy, 71 in Dalton, 72 degrees in Chattanooga, and we've got about 71 degrees in Fort Payne, 72 degrees in Scottsboro, and 65 degrees currently in Altamont. So overall, it is definitely a somewhat pleasant start, especially considering we are in the middle of the dog days of summer, and we're continuing to deal with those temperatures that are below normal. Now, so look at the satellite picture. You can see we've got some scattered clouds still trying to build in. Now, if you're south of the Tennessee border, you're seeing a lot more cloud cover. If you're north, then you're noticing more in the way of clear skies. It's not necessarily good news, because if you have clear skies, especially with the temperature and the dew point close together, you tend to start to see that patchy dense fog developing. So that's something we'll be on the lookout for north of Chattanooga as we go throughout the morning. South of Chattanooga, we have that cloud cover, that blanket of cloud cover, so that'll help prevent as much widespread fog showing up there. But as we look at the overall surface map, you'll be able to see we've got a cold front that we've been tracking making its way to our south overnight, and that has basically taken away any major rain chance across the area. Most of the deeper moisture is now off to our south. You can see where we're seeing a lot of heavy rainfall. In fact, our friends over in Texas and in Louisiana have seen a deluge of heavy rainfall. Lots of flash flooding there over the past 24 hours. In fact, some places near the Dallas Metroplex, they have picked up anywhere between a foot to 1.5 feet of rainfall in about less than, we'll say right at about 24 hours now. And it's still raining out that way. So you get the idea. There's a lot of water, and you think about places like Dallas, Fort Worth, where there's a lot of concrete, a lot of buildings. There's not a lot of area for that moisture to evaporate or soak into the ground, really. So that's why you see that major flooding showing up there. But let's get back to the good news. And for us, you can see all that very humid air staying just to our south and southwest. We're now seeing that drier air building in from the north and east, those dew points lowering down into the 60s. So we'll see slightly less humid air returning back to the area starting this afternoon. So it will not feel that bad, even though temperatures may be a degree or two warmer than where we have been. So as we look at your forecast hour by hour for the rest of your Tuesday, again, we'll start off with a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures in the 70s during the morning hours. Will be in the 80s by the time we get towards lunchtime and beyond. And I do think we'll top out somewhere in the mid to upper 80s for highs with partly sunny skies across the area. Overall, it's going to be warm, but overall, again, less humid out there as well. Let me show you the number of where you live. You can see it's going to be about 82 degrees in Altamont today, 85 in Scottsboro, 84 in Fort Payne, about 86 degrees in Cleveland, 84 Blue Ridge, 85 in Murphy, and about 85 in Athens. We'll go with about 87 for Dalton and Chattanooga. Now, as we look at the changes that are going to be heading our way, on the short term, we're not tracking too much, but the same front that just made its way to our south will eventually start to back towards the north as we go towards the end of the week. So we're going to see that rain coverage beginning to increase from south to north across the region. It'll be fairly light amounts locally for us, as the heaviest activity will be just to our south and west, but we'll start to return those rain chances by the time we get towards the end of the week heading into the weekend. So do be aware of that. Now, as far as the tropics go, of course, we were watching a little area of disturbed weather in the Bay of Campeche last week. Most of that has now fizzled out as it's made its way into southern Texas now. That's why they're seeing all that heavy rainfall. But there is a 20% chance that something may start to try to form out here with a couple of waves that are beginning to kind of fester a little bit here in the eastern Atlantic. But that's way out there. Typically, anything that develops out this far would be somewhat between 10 to 14 days before actually arriving here in the Tennessee Valley. So we will definitely have some time to keep an eye on that, and we will keep an eye on that. You know why? Because we are now entering into the peak of the season, which kicks off here late August into September and early October. So that's why we're going to definitely watch that closely for you. Let me show you your Storm Alert 7-day forecast. Again, 87 for your Tuesday, 88 on Wednesday. Chances of rainfall increasing as we get towards the end of the week there. So you'll want to have the umbrellas. I know that's Thursday and yes, Friday. And we could have some of those pop-up showers and storms, but it will not be a washout. So no need to cancel those plans. And the same thing really going into the weekend. So overall, the average high, about 90, will be below that. So below average temperatures continuing.
And yeah, and it's been pretty nice waking up in the morning with the temperatures in the 60s some places.
Just enough to be a little refreshing out there when you open the door. It doesn't just hit you in the
Yes, agreed.